We've been following the Delphi double murder trial since it began last month, and True Crime News on Fox has also been following the case. True Crime News takes a unique approach to telling true crime stories thanks to the woman behind it all, Anna Garcia. And she joins us this morning with a look at what's coming up on the show. Anna, thanks so much for being with us.
Good morning, Natalie. Good morning, Chicago.
Good morning. So before we get into some of the other stories that you're following, let's start with the Delphi case. What is the latest on that?
So this week begins week 4 of testimony. Last week wrapped up with the defense beginning its part of the case. What's interesting here is that the approach is trying to show that Richard Allen was very mentally unstable and ill when he made those 60 confessions that are alleged to have taken place either in phone conversations with his mother, his wife, or with jail guards, and also the prison psychologist. So the jury has been shown approximately 15 videos that were taken of Richard Allen in his cell as he was really looking to be, a man unraveling. He was naked most of the time. He was acting erratically. He was drinking water from the toilet. He was doing other things. He could not bathe himself. In these videos, what is fascinating here is the judge and the defense asked, and the judge granted, that for the sake of Richard Allen's dignity, that only the jury would be allowed to see this, and the prosecution and defense. So no one who is a part of the media or anyone who is there as a member of the public watching this was allowed to see this. And Libby and Abby's relatives have a real issue with that because when photographs were shown of the two girls with their throats slit and one of them naked and one partially dressed, that was horrifying for the family. And they're asking, hold on a second, what about the dignity and the respect of the family and the victim's family here? It's a very interesting question.
Absolutely. And I don't even want to move on from that story because it's captivated all of us. It is so sad here locally. But I do want to talk about this other case. Authorities initially classified Tennessee woman April Holt's death as a suicide, but her own mother kept investigating. And what happened next?
Oh my gosh, Natalie, this is going to be on tonight on True Crime News. Y'all have to see this because it is a mother never giving up and truly getting justice for her daughter. So April Holt, who was 29 years old, a mother of 2 in Tennessee, was found dead in the bathtub with a plastic bag over her head. And the authorities determined that this was suicide. And her mother's like, absolutely not. There is no way that my daughter committed suicide. And the mother said that 2 weeks earlier, she had asked her husband, Donovan Holt, for a divorce. So the mother would not give up, Jamie Dickerson, the mother. And she finally got access to copies of a part of her daughter's file. And in that was the description of the bag that was over her daughter's head. There was only one fingerprint on that. It was her husband's, according to the mother, right? How, if you are going to kill yourself and you put the bag over your head, can your fingerprints not be on
the bag? You know what, Anna, we're going to leave it there. You're leaving people in suspense. Thank you for covering this important story. People can tune in tonight at 10 p.m. here on Fox 32 and catch True Crime News with Anna Garcia. Thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Natalie.